how much time do you give for a consultation? Every client that comes in your door, because this is all great hair, but you're running behind. It's Saturday afternoon. How much time are you going to give, George?
So do you know what? We give 20 minutes, but this is something that I have to
20
say, and you
minutes
know
for a
what, it's something.
consultation.
Yeah, yeah, and it's something that I've
Wow.
actually bollocked the team for quite a lot, because how many times do you get somebody walking into your salon door that's black and they want to go silver? And how many times do you get that team that kind of like laughs and says, "Oh, no way, never get you silver"? But what I find is you've got to look into the psychology of a client, right? And quite often, when a woman wants to change her hair, she's either going through something really good or really bad, and we don't know that. So for us to scoff and laugh at it and say, no, you can't get there, it's a really big thing to me, because they want to change their hair for a reason, whether they're getting out of a relationship or they're having a shit time or whatever. So the psychology of a client is actually a really massive thing to me. So I really make it aware that we do take that 20 minutes. We sit down by the side of them. We don't do it over them, and we say, take us back your hair history, 12 months. I want to know what's on your hair. I want to see your inspiration pics, and I want to put your hair plan in place, because we might not be able to get there in one appointment. It might take 6 months to get there, but let's sit down, let's talk, let's do a strand test, let's do an elasticity test, let's do a skin
But is
test.
this always about colour? Not everybody is colour. This could be a cut and blow dry that we're talking about, because there's still just cut and blow dry clients out there.
Yeah, but I never consult for cut and blow dry. Maybe
You
that's
you
something we
never
should
consult for a
consider.
cut and blow dry.
No.
Why?
Wow.
No, I don't consult for cut and blow dry, because
Hmm.
I'll put out like an hour and 15 minutes, so I've automatically got an
I
extra.
don't think I've got to be honest with you, George. I'm not with you on that one. I've got to say I think every client should have a consultation, whatever, because it's that opportunity, surely, for somebody who may be a regular, or if you don't see their hair. I love seeing people's hair when it's dry, and gives me an idea how they like to wear it rather than wet hair. I'm clueless, and what's your thoughts on that, Jordana?
I learned cutting before colouring, so for me, the consultation part is just as important with cutting, because I find that colour can definitely enhance a cut, but cut is what actually changes the facial structure of a cut. So, and when you compare it, so when you do a gents cut, and I always joke that you can sometimes take one of your male clients from like a 5 out of 10 and make them a 10 out of 10 just by like designing the shape, and that's got no color involved. So I think the possibilities are endless there. That's why I would do a consultation with a cut, because also you can end up sort of doing the same thing. And I think it's so important to educate the client on like how many different cuts there are. And when you say layers or graduation to a client, they're thinking that they're thinking one image in their head. What they don't know is like where it's going to sit. So I used to use a lot of jargon and say, we'll point and cut this, and we'll front grad this, and we'll not use too much of an angle, and then we'll do a really nice graduation at the back. And they would just look at me like, what the is she on about?
Mm.
And then I started to do what my mum did, which is like literally shape the hair and show them how it's going to sit. And my God, I got so many clients from that.
Yeah. And I asked the time there. Sorry, George, I sort of picked up on that, but it's just, I think it's quite a big one, isn't it? I know we talk about colours so often. Yeah, I have so many clients that are just cuts, and I just, yeah, I mean, but a lot of people,
Yeah,
so when you're talking, and that's why I wanted to know, because, when you're talking 20 minutes, that kind of fits into a big timeline for a colour appointment. But when you're talking about a cut and finish, and I must admit, I book an hour for my cut and finishes. That's my timeline. And so if I gave myself 20 minutes for a consultation, I would always have 5 minutes. But then a consultation could take longer. Some people really, I mean, who doesn't love talking about their own hair? And that's almost an art of a consultation, isn't it? When, you say how do you open a conversation? What do you say? Same as last time? That consultations are huge to our business, and I think it
yeah,
gives
no,
a
absolutely. I have to say, like, if it's a colour consultation, so it's 48 hours prior to the service. But if it's a new client coming in for a cut, if I've got a regular cut client in, I'll book an hour. But if it's a new client coming in for a cut and blow dry, I'll book an hour and 15. So we'll speak about the cut before I do it, but I don't actually get clients to come in separately for a 20-minute consultation, like before the cut. Does that make sense? I never get somebody to come in for a consultation about the cut, but I'll consult them at the appointment. It'll just be in an hour and 15 minutes. But with colour clients, I say you've got to come in 48 hours prior. But you wouldn't get that with cut clients. So yeah, I do consult them. That was just a bit.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm sorry if I picked up on that, George. It's but that's what this is all about. It's
yeah, no,